Good morning, everybody. It is just after 5 a.m. Friday. What is it, December 3rd or 4th? Somewhere around there. Heading into the shop. I gotta get off. I gotta leave early today. I got oral surgery. So I want to button this Challenger up. Got a couple things I want to do to set myself up for if I work this weekend or not. Kind of a little bit burned out, to be honest, with the shop. I left early yesterday. I had to, though. I had to run out quick. There was an issue at home. But I just find myself, I'm fed up, and this is the worst time to get that way too. It really is. With Christmas right around the corner, 5 Christmas lists to fulfill, and they're not little Christmas lists either. The last thing I need to be doing is getting burned out and getting to the point where I just am fucking fed up, but that's where I'm at right now anyway. Hopefully it changes. That's the thing with this business, but with this shop especially, it changes so often because it's ups and downs. It's never just well, I guess I can't say that. I've been the happiest I've ever been, but lately it's been a lot of ups and downs. Fucking new guy. And right now there are a few cars in the shop that we don't even know when we're going to get parts for. They're done. We're just waiting on a couple little things or one little thing, and they don't know when we'll get it. And my boss has this fucking pet peeve where he just, if he sees a car in the shop, even though he may not even know what's going on, he might not even know the fucking situation around it or anything, he fucking will freak out because he's seen that car too long. He needs it out of his sight. And that's really all it is. It's not about getting paid, because some of those cars they've already gotten paid on. It's not even about that. It's just a fucking issue he has. And he's not a dick. My boss has never once said or done anything to me cross. Never. But he has a way about him. And he tends to I don't know, it's some weird thing he has where he doesn't know what to do with himself. He starts to freak out, and then the next thing you know, he's all over everything about other cars, and trying to get involved when everything's already kind of working out, but and he'll make you chase your tail on shit, and it's just he just doesn't know what to do with himself. And he paces around, and you could just tell he's frantic. He doesn't know what to do because he's seen the same cars for too long. It's kind of weird. It actually is very weird. So, it kind of makes things a little uncomfortable, but I know he's not doing it to be vindictive or vicious or anything. He's a great guy. It's just, he's got this pet peeve, and it kind of drives me a little bit crazy. And then you got new guy. Imagine you're the guy or the kid in school who, stays up late at night studying, and you work very hard. You follow all the rules. You do everything you got to do everything right. You go above and beyond to the best of your ability on every fucking thing, and you work really hard to get A's and B's. But then you got the class clown, the fuck up, who doesn't turn in one piece of homework, who, you know, is constantly whatever, you know, fucking off, and that person gets to pass also, simply because the teacher doesn't want to put up with them for another year. That's kind of the way I feel with new guy. You know, I put in the work in my career to pay attention. I sacrificed a lot of things in my career to get where I'm at. A lot of things in my life to get my career to where it's at. I take very seriously the fact that I have to leave my children for 8 to 10 hours a day. I take it to heart that they're asleep when I leave and getting ready to go back to sleep when I get home. It fucking something about that I've never felt comfortable with. It's been a weird thing. But new guy just kind of gets to fuck off through life. He gets to, you know, his family, they live in a fucking little tiny camper that's infested with roaches, from what he's told me. I'm not just saying that. His wife is completely unhappy and always up his ass because he's fucked up every good thing they've ever had. Every time they've gotten ahead or thought they were going to get, you know, something good going on in their lives, he's made decisions that's fucked it all up because he's a fuck off. And he gets to still keep a job at a place where I work very hard to earn my position. And it's like, and the cycle just continues. And you know, it's gotten to me before, but it hasn't never gotten to me as bad as it is now because of last week. Last week with my boss gone, and then new guy decided he was going to take a week off. You know, that whole week, Stephanie was fucking high on the hog, man. This is my future. This is my shop. This is my business. I'm going to have my husband come up here and work too eventually. You know, we're going to run this together. All this and that. And I want this and that for this business. And I want to really take it to the next level. And, you know, talking shit. New guy's fucking all this up. And I'm sick and tired of this fucking guy. And, you know, blah, blah, blah. And we're working together to catch him in his lies and shit. And then this week, as soon as daddy comes back, she clams up and goes back and hides out in the office, and that's it. And it's like all that wasted energy last week, all that wasted time, wasted fucking breath, doing all that running of that mouth, and daddy's back, and it's like, you know, everything's new guy's back. He's back to joking around, telling his bullshit lies and stories. He's back to coming over to me, bothering me when I'm trying to work. He's back to being a fuck off. No big deal. So I went in yesterday and I said, hey, I'm taking my vacation from Christmas Eve to January 3rd. I'll be back January 3rd. I'm going to leave the 23rd. Now, we last year we closed that same week. Her dad closed the shop. Last year it was just me and him, you know. So without me there, he closed the shop because there was no sense in having it open because I was the only employee. And he did what he could, but he doesn't paint shit. There's no sense in having it open. So they closed the shop. So everybody they all took the time off when I took my vacation. As I'm in there telling her yesterday, I said, mark me down for this, for this time. I'm taking my fucking vacation. And as much as I want to be up here tinkering with my own shit, I'm not coming near this shop. So don't fucking schedule any work that I might, fucking end up doing. Because that's what I do. I go to take my own time, my personal time, and I end up fucking using it for someone else. So I said, don't expect me to even come near this place. I'm fucking done. And she goes, oh, good. I can put this on the calendar because my dad said he didn't want to close. I go, oh, your dad doesn't want to close that week. She said, no, he said he wants to stay open. I said, okay. Well, I guess now since I'm decided to take my vacation that time, she's thinking now he'll go ahead and close. But new guy comes over, starts fucking running his mouth to me, talking shit. And I was like, dude, I don't even care. I'm going on vacation. I'm just counting the days till vacation or whatever. And he goes, oh, when you taking it? And I told him. And I said, you better eat your fucking Wheaties that week because you're going to be the only one here. If they stay open, it'll just be you and Stephanie. And he goes, well, no, because I'll take that week off too. There ain't no way I'm staying here by myself that week. So he's just figuring he's going to take just another week off. Like, it's just, I can just do whatever the fuck I want. I can fuck cars up. I can fuck off. I can bring my kids to work. I can fucking come in late every day. I can, take 2-hour lunches whenever I want. I can just be a total fuck up and still have a job. It blows my mind, and I'm telling you, I'm just so burned out on it. I'm so tired of it that I'm like getting to the point where I don't give a fuck, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that way. It's really the worst time, actually, because we're so close to Christmas. I need to stay on top of my game because I cannot dip into savings for Christmas. I need to earn the money to cover Christmas because I have plans for everything I have set aside. So I need to just bite the bullet and suck it up. But pretty much I've just shut down. I don't want to talk to nobody. I put this vibe out like I'm just fucking pissed off because then nobody bothers me. Except new guy, because new guy doesn't fucking get it. I could literally tell new guy to fucking get bent, go kick rocks, and he wouldn't get it. Once again, yesterday, I'm buffing a car, and the buffer's loud. I can't be buffing a car and hear what you're saying to me. Like, you don't have a conversation with somebody while they're buffing a car. It's just stupid. I can't hear, and that's obvious. Yet, new guy comes over, starts talking to me. Like, he waits until I stop the buffer to grab the compound to squirt a little bit on the car, and as I do that, he comes walking up and starts this conversation, starts this story that I know is going to fucking just keep going. So what do? I crank the buffer up to 3,500 or like 3,000 RPM, and I pull the trigger, and I fucking that thing starts whining, and it's loud, and that motherfucker, I shit you not, still stood there and said the whole fucking story and he knew I couldn't hear him. As a matter of fact, when I stopped the buffer, I didn't answer, I didn't even acknowledge that he was standing there talking, and he was satisfied with that conversation that he just had with himself, because he doesn't give a fuck about whether I hear. He just wants to hear himself talk. It's weird. And I've done that time and time again. He comes over, wants to start flapping his gums, and I just fire up a tool, and he still just stands there talking. My boss wanted me to work on the CRV, the rear end hit, that big fucking job, yesterday, even though I had stayed late the night before to get the Challenger painted. So, and I knew I was going to have to talk him into, letting me finish it up so it can get gone. So I went in there because I knew all week it was bothering him that I hadn't been messing with that damn CRV, but I knew there was no way in hell that CRV was going to get done. So there was it wouldn't have mattered. So I was focusing on the shit that I could get done. the shit that could go this week so I could get a paycheck on it. That, you know, my boss, because the CRV's been sitting, and because all the other cars that we can't get parts on have been sitting, he's flipping out. And he just wants to see something done on it. That was his thing to me. I said, hey, look, man, I know you want me to fucking get on the CRV. I can tell that by the fact that you didn't give me fucking shit for work this week. I go, I get your message. Even though you didn't say it, I get your message. However, the Challenger, I stayed late and painted it last night. I want to get it together today and get it buffed so we can deliver it tomorrow. I said, that Challenger can actually go. And he goes, well, we still got time on that. And, you know, I just really want to see something done on the CRV. I said, dude, look, you're going to see something done on the CRV, but it doesn't matter if I get anything done on that CRV today or not, because it's not going anywhere until next Friday. We have it set up for this thing to go next Friday. I already know that you're not going to give me any more work, because that's, you know, the message I'm getting. I said, so I'll have all week to work on that thing next week. I'll get it done. I said, I've never let you down, and I don't think I need to keep proving myself over and over and over. And I said, you know, just because you want something to get done on it, we shouldn't let this Challenger sit, because if the Challenger didn't get finished up yesterday, if I didn't get it put together, it wouldn't go today. That means it would be sitting in that shop until sometime next week. That's extra days for this fucking stupid asshole to be out in the shop painting or priming and not giving a fuck about getting overspray on all the other cars that are in the shop. And this car is beautiful. It's brand new. It's fucking beautiful. And this guy is so proud to have this car. I don't want this car sitting around for any longer. And that's what I told him. I don't want this car sitting in this shop any longer than it has to. It's brand new. I don't want to speck a fucking overspray on it. And you got a fucking employee in here that has no idea how to fucking spray anything out there without getting the shit all over the place. So he's like, okay, all right, yeah, just go ahead and get that done then. Just, it made no fucking sense to be even touching that CRV when I got a 2021 Challenger Hellcat that needs to go. But, you know, when you have even an owner, even a shop owner that doesn't quite get it, maybe doesn't, I don't want to say he doesn't, you know, completely just don't care, but maybe he don't understand, maybe he's not paying attention to just how bad of a fuck up new guy is. Because maybe if he did, he wouldn't want that car sitting in that shop either. He'd want it done and out. You know, that paint job alone cost $400. And all I did was paint a fender, a bumper, and blend the door and hood. And that was $400, man. It may not seem like a lot, but for that type of job, that was a lot. It's a specialty paint color. It's a tri-coat red. It's not easy to paint. Well, it is for me, but most people it's not easy for. New guy couldn't have painted that car. He would have fucked it up. He would have definitely have fucked it up. This guy can't spray a flat panel without running it. He runs flat panels. Who does that? Who could run a fucking hood? That's just crazy, man. But he does it every fucking time. And then yesterday, he's out there complaining because I just switched clears. We went to a different clear, one that I absolutely love. I've been spraying my whole career. We had changed clears. So new guy starts bitching, and he's blaming the clear. I'm like, we painted these at the same time. You painted yours at the same time as mine, and I just wet sanded and buffed mine. Mine wasn't wet. He's whining that his clear was still too wet, still, you know, kind of not ready to wet sand yet. Oh, this clear don't fucking dry good. And I used a slow hardener. I used the hot hardener, which, because I know how to use it. I prefer it. If he used it, he'd run the shit all over the place. He ran the shit anyway. And I'm just like, dude, it's not the fucking clear, obviously, because my car is fine. The one you painted is still wet because, and he should know this. If he's any type of painter, he should know that it's what he's doing that's causing that. Him pounding the fucking clear on, just dumping it on wet as he can be to run it off the panels because he can't lay out a nice coat of clear. He can't spray it on nice. He's just got to dump it on there until it runs off the panels to make it look half-ass decent. And that's way too much clear. That's why it's not dry the next day. That's real fucking simple. It's not rocket science. Damn it, I've just spent this fucking 20 minutes bitching. I'm sorry, you guys. Dang, man. But I guess now you can see like where my frustration is. Why I'm frustrated. Why I'm just like fucking just burned the fuck out. Dude, I stopped. You didn't? You're just gonna keep going? Dumbass. So overall, that's just like an overall. Now you have an overall idea as to why I get so frustrated with the shit going on in this place. With all the way down to her and all of her shit talking last week, man. She was so high up on that hog, man. And then this week, she just clammed right up and fucking curled right up with her tail between her legs and went right back in that office and hasn't said a word. Matter of fact, she's like joking and laughing with new guy and shit because she's afraid to she's okay with doing all that talking, I guess, when new guy's not around, but she's afraid to fucking follow through with anything. So she's out there joking and laughing so that she doesn't feel tension. She doesn't feel, the tension that she caused all last week with the shit that she was doing. She didn't follow through with it, so instead she just curled up her tail right between her legs and fucking punked out. And now new guy is back on top again, smiling, laughing, telling his bullshit stories like as if nothing ever happened, just having a good old time. Ready to just fuck up another week, just ready to have more, fuck up the next car. I'm just so man, I'm sorry. I really, really don't want to just sit here and bitch. I guess I just don't have anybody to vent to. And I know when they get here, I'm just going to be in my work, just, I'm not going to be talking. And I like to laugh and joke and crack jokes and shit. I love to make my boss laugh. It's funny because he just doesn't seem like the type of guy that would get like quirky, weird fucking jokes that I tell, but he laughs and I love that. So like I love to have fun at work while I'm busting my ass, but instead lately I've just been quiet, just chilling out, doing my work. I don't want to fucking talk to nobody because I'm just so aggravated watching the same cycle repeat itself over and over and over. Sometimes you can hold somebody or something up on a pedestal and you think so highly of that thing or person, and then then you might find out later it's not what you thought. My last boss was in his upper 60s. Well, I think he was like 66. And he was I thought he was such a good guy to me. I thought he treated me like a father, but I found out after he died just how bad he was taking advantage of me and how much money I was making him, that he wasn't like, I don't know, man, that he was keeping for himself. and he made me feel like if I earned $1,000 for the week, like he made me feel like it was a privilege, a privilege for me to get that money. Like he made me feel like he was doing me a favor by making sure that I had a paycheck that was $1,000. I don't remember the last time I made that little bit of money. I don't remember the last time I made $1,000 at this shop, because I don't think I've ever made a check that was that small. And I do the same work, if not less, because at that shop I was doing everything from start to finish. When the car came in, every car, I did everything from tear down to detail. Like I would do everything on every car. Here, I don't, I do my own body work and paint, but not like as much there, and I fucking make double or triple the money, So I never saw a sheet at my old shop. I just trusted him, and I put a lot of stock in him. I thought he was like a father to me, but he was just completely fucking taking advantage of me. I made him a ton of money, and he paid me shit, and then guilt tripped me and made me feel bad about making, when I would make a check that was $1,000. It's like, it's crazy, man. And here it's like, I don't know, you guys. I'm done bitching. Let me shut this out. Let me hang on a minute. All right. So, I don't know. Got my Challenger. Just about done. I just got to build the bumper and put that on. That's kind of why I'm here pretty early today, because I'm so close on this car. I just want to button it up. I really want this car to go today because I don't want it fucking sitting around, like I said. This dumbass, when he sprays primer, if you know anything about painting cars, like the first thing you learn when you're an apprentice is how to prime, because usually you're an apprentice under a painter, and that painter is using you to do the bullshit work so that he can just spend more time painting, right? So the first thing you learn is like how to mask, how to sand, how to prime. And you learn that when you're priming a car, or when you're priming anything, you put a coat on, and then you have to let it flash. And that's how you build it up. You usually put 3 coats on, but what you do is you put 1 coat on, you let it flash off, then you put your second coat on, then you wait about 10-15 minutes to let that flash off, then you put your third coat on. You never and that's how you build primer, because primer, you need to build it. It's there for a filler. It's sort of like Bondo, but it's a lot thinner and wet, and it's sprayed on. But primer is like, it's very important. But this dumbass, he'll sit there with his air pressure turned way up, just hosing it on, and he'll just do 3 coats back to back to back. He'll put a coat on, put another coat on, put another coat on. So then the shop's all full of fucking his overspray, and he's done. But that's only putting 1 coat on, because you're putting all these coats on. All you're doing is putting 1 heavy coat on, because you're not letting it flash off. You're not building it up to 3 coats. You're only putting 1 coat on. And I've told Stephanie and Mike that over and over and over again, but they just don't seem to. And then they'll still question, well, why is his stuff dying back all the time? How come his body work's showing through? How come his sand scratches are shrinking up? Real fucking simple, man. Everything is just really simple. Look at this. He spent half the day buffing. And look at that. You don't want to know why that didn't come out? Because that's in his base coat too. That run is in his base coat too. And every time this customer goes to open up his tailgate of his truck, he's got to walk up and he's got to look at that, because that's dead center, right where you open the tailgate. That's going to be right there in his face. Not to mention, it's blotchy. The color is blotchy and it's zebra striped. Look at them zebra stripes. That's from having his pressure up too high, putting too many fucking coats on, you know, building it all up and like just back to back and back. He's not a painter. He's not what he says he is, man. He's a fucking clown. Look at how bad that paint looks. Can you see it? This is silver, but can you see all the lines? That's because he's using one gun, and it is a base coat gun, and he's using it for primer, sealer, base coat, solid and metallic base coats, and clear coat. So his gun's fucking nasty. It looks like it's been sitting at the bottom of Lake Michigan for 6 years. He's not a painter. And I would argue that he's not a body guy either. You see, so this is why it just blows my mind. My boss had some guy in here yesterday, and I was sitting on the floor in front of this car, changing out the core support, and he brings the guy over to look at this car, and the guy's telling my boss, "Man, this is such a beautiful color. Wow, this is an amazing color. What is this?" And my boss is like, "Well, this is a specialty color. This is a really hard color to paint because the mid coat is like a clear. It's just really hard to. It's not hard for me, right? Because I understand what's happening. I understand the science behind it. But for most people, it's a challenge. That's why it's so much more expensive." But my boss is like, "Yeah." He's like, "This is a really hard color to paint, but not for Tim. Not for Tim. He fucking pulls these off like nothing." And it's like, yeah, because I pay attention, I work hard, and I care enough to make sure that when I'm done with a car, I'm done with a car. I don't have to fucking redo it. I don't have to touch it up or, spot things in or just goober shit up everywhere. I just want it done and done right so I can move on to the next one. That's how you make money. That's how you're productive. You take the time while you're learning things, you pay attention, and then you do it right. It's real fucking easy. And then the other guy in this shop is always chasing his tail, tripping over himself, fucking up. He won't listen. He thinks he knows it all. I'll tell him an easy fix, how to do something without fucking it up. Something very easy to do. Like the primer thing. I've mentioned it to him. Like, dude, your shit wouldn't shrink up if you would just, instead of dumping all your fucking primer on at once, let it flash off, because let it build. You're not building it. Nope, he won't listen because he thinks he knows it all, because he's convinced himself, as he's been running around lying to everybody else and convincing them that he's something he's not. He's also convinced himself that he's something special, and he doesn't need to listen. Look at, he got to run all the way around this thing. See it right there? Ran all the way around it. How does that even happen on a flat panel? I mean, for him to do that, he would have had to literally sit here and just pounding and pounding and pounding, pounding. And then he's bitching, blaming the clear because it's not dry yet. The next day. There's another run right there. I just don't get it. Man, and here I am, still bitching, 34 minutes in. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys, my nose is running. I'm sorry to keep sniffing. I listened back to my video. And I was like, geez, man. As soon as I get in the car in the morning in the heat, because my daughter starts it, so it's real hot when I get in there, my nose just closes right up. And then as soon as I get out of the car into the fresh air, it opens up and starts running. Anyway, there was a couple things that happened to me I wanted to talk about, or that I heard of or something. Hope I can remember. Crap. Oh, well, one thing, my tool guy came in yesterday, the Mac guy. Now, I don't know how much of everything he believes as far as with the COVID stuff. I know that we've talked a little bit before, and his wife works for one of our hospitals, actually the same hospital my sister-in-law works at. So at the same time, my sister-in-law is trying to convince everybody that she's so busy and she's, a hero and all this. Like, my Mac guy, whose wife actually works in the emergency department, and she doesn't, but his wife actually does. He said that they put up these tents and all this shit, and brought the freezer trucks, thinking they were going to have to put bodies in there. And 2 weeks later, they took it all down and moved it all away because they didn't use it at all. So, but he came in yesterday and he was like, "Yeah, man." I go, "Hey, how's it going?" I haven't seen him in a couple weeks. So I was like, "Hey, man, how's it going? Did I get my stuff yet?" Because I ordered a couple of tools like 6 months ago, and he keeps telling me that they've been shipped, and they haven't, because every fucking week he keeps telling me I'll have it next week, and here we are 6 months later, and I still haven't gotten them. So, and I went on his truck yesterday, and it's completely empty. There's like no tools on there whatsoever. No tools on a tool truck. He's just like, "I can't get anything, man. I'm trying. I'm really fucking trying, but I can't get anything." He's like, "I can't order tools to stock my truck because I'm so backed up on orders from things that people are trying to buy, and I can't even get that. So I'm struggling trying to just get people's orders done and in, that I can't even stock my own truck. So if I break a tool, I can't even get it replaced because, and they have their warranties. That's why I use Mac. That's why your technicians, your professional technicians use Mac, Snap-on, Matco, because their tools are warranted for life. If you it's more expensive, but if you break one, he's going to be here that week, and you take it out to his truck and he just replaces it. So technically, you only really have to buy a tool one time. Now, I know Craftsman and all that say like warranted for life, but sometimes it's a pain in the ass to get that shit actually warranted. And I know that there are certain tool brands that if I walked in with my work shirt on and tried to get a warranty, they wouldn't do it because it's not to be used professionally, right? Some things aren't to be used professionally, so it's for like the guy in his garage that's tinkering with stuff. So anyway, it's just more convenient. It's more expensive, but it's in the long run, it's better because you really only pay for the thing once. Now, it's odd that he has no tools, but anyway, that's a side note. He actually came in, and I was like, "Hey, man, what's up? I ain't seen you in a while. How you doing? How you been?" And he's like, "Oh, pretty good." He's like, "Man." Then we start talking I asked him about the tools that I ordered. Of course, they weren't in again, and I knew it because he would have had them with him when he walked in. But he's like, "Yeah," and he's telling me how he can't get shit, and things are all fucked up. And he's like, "I'm just waiting on Biden to fire Kamala and kick off the race war." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, you haven't heard that?" I said, "No." He said that, he's like, "Oh yeah, that's all everybody's talking about, how he's getting ready to fire Kamala Harris so that they can kick off the race war, because if they do that, the blacks are going to get mad. All the Black Lives Matter people are going to get out and get crazy, and then the white people, because they had enough of it from last year, they're going to get out." And he said everything's going to turn to shit. And I was like, I haven't even heard anything about like Kamala. I have no idea because I don't follow the shit. I probably should, just to kind of keep an eye on the wrestling, the WWE stuff. But it's funny that he said that. And then I So I don't know. Is there something going on? And then I wake up this morning. I had my alarm set for 3 a.m. and I must have, when I grabbed my phone, I must have tapped the YouTube app because I woke up to a video of the Mullet Mafia, which is like this channel called, oh, what's it called? Fuck, I don't even remember now. Dang it. But it's this guy, he's got this like 70s mullet. I mean, like, looks like his hair's permed and everything is fucking, I don't know, man. This dude's he's kind of weird, but, you know, to the video that I woke up to, he's talking about how, you know, in, what is it? Shit, man, now I can't remember. Russia is amassing troops on the border of, I can't remember the country, dang it, it's on the tip of my tongue. You know, where they were going in last time, and there was a big deal about it. And I guess it's this country. Dang it, I can't remember it now. Shoot. Well, that country is putting their troops on their border. Russia's putting their troops. And so this guy's like the Mullet Mafia. You know, everything is over-sensationalized. Everything is fear. Everything is, this is the end times. And, you know, like he's just, I don't know. This guy's just, but you can go back 10 years or 5 years in his channel, and every single video is, this is it. This is the most important, like, emergency broadcast. Like, you know, every video is urgent, get this out. And even years and years and years ago. So everything is over sensationalized. So I call them the Mullet Mafia because it's just kind of funny to me. And people buy into it, and it's like, man, you've been watching this guy for 5 fucking years, and every single video is the end of the world 5 fucking years ago, all the way up to today. And you still fucking, I don't know, man. So, you know, I wake up to you know, we're getting ready to hit World War III with Russia because the United States is going to back, dang, I almost said it because it's on the tip of my tongue. This other country. I'm sure you guys know which one it is. Damn. I don't know. I'm not going to keep thinking about it. So I guess there's like still a lot of, you know, sideshow bullshit going on, but you know what? It's all part of the game. All part of the game. Another thing is, my son the other day, and I forgot to tell you guys this, my son said to me something, and he goes, Daddy, because my son always has these, my son Zach, he's like so intuitive with everything nature, everything, you know, animals. I always say he loves everything from the, you know, polar bears down to the tiniest little creepiest crawliest, you know, he just loves every living, breathing thing, and he's fascinated with the outdoors and, you know, nature and shit. He's just, he's a really bright kid, but he says, so he always has these facts, and he'll just, out of the blue, he'll be like, Daddy, did you know that, I'm just saying, polar bears sleep standing up, or, you know, and then he'll tell me why, and he'll have a whole fucking, like, presentation about over a fact that he, you know, he learned, and it's just cool. I love it. I'm not saying that they actually, that wasn't anything he said to me, polar bears. I just was trying to make an example. It was a stupid one, but I was trying. Anyway, so the other day he says to me, Daddy, did you know that we have 2 moons now? And I'm like, because I heard that. I heard that they were trying to say that all of a sudden NASA has discovered that we have a second moon. Like, people buy this shit. People buy this shit. We can send, supposedly we've been able to send rovers and shit to Mars for like decades, and they haven't noticed that there's a second moon. And nobody fucking even thinks about that shit. I mean, just out of the blue now, we got a fucking second moon. And I know that this has been said for a little while now, but my son saying this to me the other night, and I'm just like, oh, buddy. And, you know, I don't know quite how far I want to go with shit with my kids because I don't want to worry them. They're so young that, you know, it's my job to worry for them, not their job to worry. Their job is just to be kids, and that's all I want for them, just to be kids. So how far do I go with it? Do I Do I just say, yeah, I heard that too, buddy, that's crazy? Or do I try to explain? Or, you know, I just kind of answered like, it's kind of strange though that we've been able to see all the way out to Venus and Mars and other galaxies and stuff, but they just now are noticing that. Doesn't that seem weird to you? I try to kind of just light a little brush fire, give him a little something to think about, and then let him figure it out on his own as he grows. I just don't want to bombard him or any of my kids with anything that's too heavy. I don't want my kids being kept up at night over anything. I want my kids to go to bed and dream about riding their bikes and sitting on Santa Claus's lap and you know uh, getting the next their next pet. Everybody wants a dog. When we move, when we get down where we're going, every freaking kid wants their own dog, and they each want something special. My son Zach wants a Great Dane. My son Jesse wants a German Shepherd or a Labrador. My daughter Emma, my little princess, she wants a Pomeranian. My daughter Trinity, of course, she wants like a fucking tarantula. She just requests shit that's gonna be like, that's gonna make me go, what? Why would you want that? Because she just got to be weird. But she's the girl that, like, okay, she sent me a text message the day before yesterday because she's always asking me to pick her stuff up on the way home. Hey, can you pick me up, a bag of chips or whatever? And she didn't text me anything, so I said, hey, did you want anything on the way home, kid? And she said, no, I don't feel good. Could you, when you get home, could you bring me a bucket up to my room? And then she made sure to put this in there. She said, but can you please check it first for spiders? And she wants a damn tarantula. So I know she's just full of crap, but that's just Trinity for you. She's a goofy kid. Every time she goes to take a shower, I have to get in the shower, physically get in there with a flashlight and make sure there's no spiders. She'll be in her room and she'll out of the blue, she'll come down and say, hey, Daddy, can you just check my room for spiders? She's just a weird kid. But a great kid. She's kind of weird too. She's 16. I don't know if I should talk about this or not, but it's kind of weird. Oh, my back. She's 16 and she's had her little monthly visitor for probably a year or two now. I mean, it's been quite a little while. And she still is having trouble coping with it. So when she just got over it, actually, this month's visitor. When she has her period, I always know it. She doesn't tell me. She doesn't like, Daddy, she doesn't. I'll tell you in a minute how she told me. But I already caught on to this, because it's like this, around the same time every month, she becomes bedridden for a full week. And, she's always asking me to bring her this, or can I make her this type of food and bring it to her, or can I stop on my way home and get her this, but could I bring it up to her room instead of her coming to get it? And I always I've kind of caught on. She just won't get out of bed. And I don't know if it's that she's in pain, if she's got cramps or whatever, or she just feels weird still. It seems to me like it's that she just feels weird. She just doesn't want to move. She just wants to lay still, and she'll just lay there for an entire week doing her, they're homeschooled, so, she can literally lay in bed and do her school. So she will literally not get out of bed for a week every month. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but here's how she told me. Because I finally went up in her room and I was like, why do you lay in bed for a week every month? And I was like, are you hurting? Is there anything I can get you, like, cramping pills, or, have you looked online for anything? I said, why is it anyway that I wanted her to tell me. I said, why is it that you do that? And she just goes like this. She goes, like, just made that gesture, and I was just like, okay, that's about all I'm going to get out of her. Poor kid. Womanhood, becoming a woman is not treating her too well. She's not coping with it well, but I'm okay with that. I'm kind of okay with it. Trinity's 16 years old. She's a fucking night and day difference to any other girl that I've ever known at 16. Ever, ever. You know, when I was her age at 16, fuck, I was already on my own. I had already experienced everything life had to offer, pretty much, for a grown-up. And she's 16, and has no interest in going out with friends. She has no interest in, you know, doing anything. She just wants to hang around and mess with her dad. She wants to just prank me all the time, or, you know, pick fights with me to kind of get me to you know, pretend fight with her, throw fake punches and stuff and fake blocks. And she's just a goofy kid. She hangs out in her room all day, and then when I get home, she comes right out and comes right down to start messing with me. And I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I love it. Sometimes if I'm having a bad day or I'm hurting or something, you know, it's kind of like, all right, you know, not today, but she'll still sit there and jack with me. Or I'll be watching a video and she'll walk by and fucking pause it or hit the back screen button or something. She's just always messing with her daddy. She's always been that way, but she's a great kid. They're all great. Sorry, I didn't mean to kind of get off on a kid thing, but like I was saying, they all want their own special dog when we get where we're going, and I'm okay with it. I want more rabbits. I want chickens. I definitely want goats. Definitely, because my freaking baby goats are just hilarious. Like to get a couple of cows, you know, so we'll see where it goes. Hopefully I can do this soon. I'm definitely looking forward to getting down there at the end of this month and just seeing what I can get pulled off in 10 days. I'll have 10 days to get down there, figure out, well, less than that, because I'll have to do Christmas Eve and Christmas Day here, but then maybe we'll leave Sunday or Monday. So I'll have all the rest of that week to get down there, hit the ground running, man. See if I can find a place, see if I can hit up some jobs, see what I can do to get my feet planted there. I would love nothing more than to get down there and you know, get everything set up so that all I got to do is come back here and pick up my box and pick up our shit and go. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you guys know. I'm definitely going to film videos there because I want you guys to see just how beautiful this place is and how much resources there is, natural resources, not like anywhere else I've ever been. You know, I've lived in Colorado, I've lived in many different places, but I've also visited a lot more. So I've been in the desert, I've been in the mountains, I've been in the south, I've been in the north, and to me, the Ozarks is like, it's a world of its own. It's beautiful, there's resources plentiful there. You know, why would the elite and the government and, you know, some of the people who are in the know, why would they be building bunkers and underground facilities and shit in this area if it wasn't the place to be? So there's that. But anyway, I got to get off here, guys, because I need to get this Challenger all back together. So let's say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Guys, I hope you guys have a good day. Again, I got to leave work early today because I have oral surgery set up. And I'm not sure about this weekend. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to do anything, because I find myself every morning I'm overtired. Like, I'm really tired right now. I could literally lay back down and go back to sleep. I used to be able to get right up and just hit it, but especially over the last, you know, couple weeks, I find myself just in the morning, I'm just tired, I'm groggy. I did quit drinking coffee. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe I'm still getting used to not having coffee. But you know, I'm just tired in the morning a lot, and this morning I was washing my face and I just pushed here just a little bit, just kind of was scrubbing here a little bit, and I had to wince. I winced in pain because I have so much swelling up in my upper gums here, and it is so painful. So I don't know if it's, has something to do with this infection that I've been dealing with for such a long time, but I just haven't really been feeling as energized as I used to be. So this weekend, I don't think I'm going to push it. Um, I'm having more teeth removed now than I ever have at one time. So, I don't think I'm going to push it. I might just lay around this weekend. I might just kind of recoup and we'll see how I feel. But I'm not sure I'm going to come up here at all. I'm really getting burned out here. Obviously, you can tell. I spent so much time bitching about it. I think it's best I just stay home and just kind of recoup, not push it. I mean, I don't want to I don't want to have problems right away from just pushing it too hard after having these teeth taken out. So, plus I need some rest and I need to recharge my batteries. So, I think this weekend I'll probably make a videos as I kind of am out tooling around. I'm not going to just lay in the bed all weekend, but definitely wouldn't expect like a video from here this weekend. Maybe not anything long like usual, just I'll check in. So I hope you guys again have a great day. Wish me luck tonight. I appreciate that. And, I'll let you guys know how it goes. So see you guys soon.